in the off season, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May, and another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA, and in May he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well, and on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
White keys only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel rap. Let's do it.
If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head and I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Working mode, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. Now it's all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crap. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Monday night, 7 p.m. You already know. It's Just a Bit Outside Radio Show. I'm your host, Kescia. And always to my right. What's up, man? Oh, Larry. Got my dude Mark in the building. What's going on, money?
I'm just wondering if the girl got out of the bathroom.
Oh, my God. Never a dull moment downtown, I'm trying to tell you.
Nope.
So how was your holiday weekend?
It was nice. It was nice.
Did you get extra day off?
I took.
Oh shit.
I took Friday off, so I got that extra day.
You took Friday off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had well, Friday was all that rain, so it didn't do much that day. Took the kid out for a haircut. He doesn't have that big mop of hair anymore. It's looking slick.
That's what's up.
But otherwise, just chilled out.
That's what's up.
Enjoyed the sun. Got out in the playground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool. I took it easy, man. I was cold, chilling. I laid low. I think Friday I ain't even answer my phone or nothing. And Saturday, it was the big weekend. Was the big 420.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Engineer repping in the back. Did you celebrate?
Nah.
I didn't celebrate either. Man. But I know a lot of people who did. And it was popping down in DC, man. It was a lot of festivals, a lot of parties and stuff going down.
Right. Speaking of.
What?
I know I've seen it on Facebook and I've driven by it a few times, but have you heard about the place down on Bel Air Road, Starbuds?
No.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a medicinal shop.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Huh. Got all the good stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well, you know what they say. A dose a day keeps the doctor away. So, it was holiday weekend. It was nice weather. Everybody enjoyed. The big news this week is, of course, going down at the movie theater this upcoming weekend. Well, when does it start? What, tomorrow?
Oh.
Wednesday?
I think like the preview showings are Thursday, the official opening Friday.
Thursday, okay. And you already know what it is. Avengers Endgame.
Have you heard like the Thursday night tickets, the preview showing tickets? Like people are selling on Facebook and stuff like $700 and like yeah, because those tickets sold out quick.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Who's buying that?
We got to jump on eBay and see.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard a lot of the theaters, they're like going all out, you know, trying to be prepared for, I guess, you know, the epicness that's about to go down. I mean, I didn't realize it was this huge. Like, it's like a takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some theaters, what was it, AMC showing that joint 24/7?
All the Marvel movies leading up to it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of like that. You know, I was trying to do that on the Fire Stick. You know what I mean? Like, I went back and tried to, you know, I pulled out my little timeline on the Google and started watching. Man, I got up to like first to second Iron Man, and I kind of fell off. So maybe I'll pick up with it. You know, pick back up with this week. You know what I mean?
I jumped on Netflix and like Google Play and got caught up on some like the more integral ones like Civil War, of course Infinity War, like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and stuff like that. Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite one out of all of them?
I don't know. I'd say
Or the top three?
Infinity War, Thor Ragnarok, and Black Panther.
Really?
Like the storytelling just keeps getting better and better with every movie.
Okay. I'm going to go with Black Panther, First Avengers. Yeah, I got to go with the First Avengers because that was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And, gosh. Man. I don't know. That's kind of tough. The third one. Oh. Spider-Man? I don't know.
Homecoming's a good movie too.
Yeah, I would have to go with one of the Spider-Mans for real. I like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of be my top three for real. So are you going to try to get that this weekend, or are you going to wait for the rush to go down?
I got tickets already for Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah?
Me and the boy.
Okay.
Yeah, and Infinity Awards, we'd seen it in theaters a couple times, and he's already like, can we go twice this weekend? I'm like, that's 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Right.
I don't know about that.
Right. That's a lot of superhero.
And I just know not to drink coffee that morning, because I don't go to the bathroom at all during a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You the one that holds that.
What was it? No Country for Old Men. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in the movie theater.
Okay.
I had to piss for like the last 45 minutes, but I hate getting up in the middle of the movie. And I was like holding it like hurry, like damn God.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mark. As long as you ain't one of those that sit up there with the diaper on in the movie theater. Yeah.
If you see me walking with an empty bottle,
Oh God. Oh my. Miss Marsha. Black Panther, Civil War, Captain America, First Avenger. Harry, that's respectable. You know, this is my thing about Captain Avenger. You know,
Captain Avenger?
I mean, I'm sorry, Captain America. Sometimes I feel like it gets a little cheesy. Was that mine?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
Mine?
I feel like Captain America gets a little cheesy sometimes with me.
Oh yeah?
For real. Yeah. You know, I did like the Winter Soldier joint. That was pretty dope. But the first Avenger, I really couldn't. That's not one of my hard hitters.
Winter Soldier was amazing just because it did so much for world building and like stuff that just propelled the whole cinematic universe forward. Like it affected Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show, and just it was amazing. Yeah.
And then they did the spinoff with the what's the
Carter?
chick name? Yeah, Agent Carter. Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But this one is supposed to pull it all together, man. You know, all the unanswered questions that we've been patiently waiting for. I mean, man, like, you know, what a time right now, you know? I mean, you got the end game jumping off. You got Game of Thrones in full effect, man. I mean, like...
Star Wars Episode 9. Drop.
Woo! It's a great year.
Oh, yeah.
Great year. Very excited. I'm going to try to get there this weekend. I ain't going to make no promises, but I'm going to try to.
You know what? It's springtime, and, you know, spring is always like the new life coming forward and everything. And I keep forgetting to mention, congratulations to you, new auntie.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. And I got to shout out my little brother, Jimmy Jam. He's a new dad. You know, he helped us kick off the show and everything. And he's an old, familiar face, reoccurring from here and there. But yeah, now he's a new dad. And I'm a new auntie/godmom.
And he's not getting any sleep.
Yeah, no. But the kid is really cute, and he's, family's very happy about that, man. Really nice.
Also, DJ Delight.
Yes! Yo, like,
right? Babies
2
everywhere.
weeks, I know, babies everywhere. Like 2.5 weeks later, DJ Delight, my mic sounds nice, music guy. He had a son as well, so congratulations to him and Marquita. Marquita comes on the show, often as well. She's a reoccurring face. So, the fam, the Four Horsemen, they getting it in. Dropping babies. It's crazy. But you guys, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk about the sorry Orioles. They continue to slump. Chicago's in the house this week. And, we got Jae Jin in the building.
Jae Jin.
Yes. Former contestant of The Voice. So we're going to sing. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside. I know he did that.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're now listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Share the same respect. What is happening? We're trading what's important for shiny things. I can't allow this blasphemy. It's blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Don't lose yourself, stay on track. Baby, you're a god. Baby, you're a god. Believe that. Full of the things that we've overcome. Full of unspoken battles we've won. You're so much better than that. Sometimes the truth ain't always catchy as rap. Stop chasing cheese or you get stuck in a trap. Go get your crown and never render it back. No. Why would you treat yourself like that? Stop all that blasphemy. We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Baby, you're a god. You're a god. You're a god. You're a god. Baby, you're a god. You're a god. Baby, you're a god. Believe that. You're way too gifted to stop and listen. It's condescending, not to mention all of our ignorance. Is their permission to? Like that, with a drink to pull up like that. Well, baby, there ain't nothing wrong. sad. You're the rising sun of a new day begun. Grind on till victory's won. I pray you do your thing till earth and heaven ring. Just don't forget where you come from.
Let me talk to him. Oh, you ain't heard it before? That spirit you take for granted is the God of your soul. It's a price that you owe. It can never be owned. So for this value dollar, it can never be sold.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Did I scare you? He's like, what the hell is he doing? Did the girl get out of the bathroom yet?
Oh my God.
We've got a few games going underway right now. The only one with a score is the Royals against the Rays. Royals are up 1-0. What's up with the Royals? Take 3 out of 4 against the Yankees. They've been doing pretty good all of a sudden.
Yankees suck right now, yo. And they're in a little bit of trouble, man. You see Aaron Judge went down this weekend?
No. Oh,
IL.
I didn't hear about that. Yeah.
IL. Yes. Yes. So, and they haven't really been doing that well. It's amazing that, I believe I don't know. I have not checked today. And after we got swept this weekend. So, yeah. I mean, I doubt that we're ahead of them now. But, tough break for them, man. And they got some things to figure out up north in New York.
New York.
All right, so let's keep it going. What we got next on the menu? WTFs. Weekly WTFs. All right, Mark, hit me.
I threw it up on the Facebook page last week. And it's just such a dude. Cincinnati Reds starting pitcher. Cincinnati's in the NL where the pitchers still hit. And he hits, and I didn't know this until today actually, but apparently he broke his bat when it happened. Like it cracked.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
And he looks at the bat, starts wandering towards the dugout, but he blooped it into right field.
Right.
He just thought he hit a foul, and so he after about 4 or 5 paces he realizes, and he's like holding out the bat, like should I run? Kind of half-hearted. You're a pitcher. Keep your eye on the ball.
Yeah, that was one of the most bizarre plays I think I've ever seen in a while.
Yeah.
I play softball, and I've been in a lot of situations. I mean, I've been in situations where I've hit the ball and I've kind of surprised myself at how hard I've hit it.
Yeah.
But that's only maybe a split second of, you know what I mean? Or you'll hit the ball and you'll trot a little bit. To see, thinking that the guy, somebody's gonna catch the ball and they don't. But I've never seen a batter hit the ball and just stand there. That's gotta eat a manager. Oh my God, I had to burn that manager up, man. I'm telling you.
I think his point of view is probably, well, it's the pitcher. Didn't expect much.
Oh, bullshit, man. The pitchers in the National League, they are hitting now.
Yeah.
They're hitting now.
They laughed it off though. They were like,
yeah. I mean that's funny. It is funny, but wow, that shit's crazy.
That's something that's gonna, never gonna live it down. Yeah. 5 years from now, people can still be like, run.
I got a kind of like a part 2, a WTF part 2. I think last week I was talking about the kid that was on Jeopardy, the professional sports bettor, James Holzhauer. he had, at the time broke the record and made like $111K in one Jeopardy sitting.
Yep.
Fucker's back at it again. Back at it again, shattering records again.
Wow.
Most recently, take a guess.
125.
131.
Damn.
$131,000 on Jeopardy in one day. Now I think he's on like a 12-day winning streak, and this dude has managed to rack up $851,000 on Jeopardy. I mean, he is close to making $1 million off of playing Jeopardy.
Well, like the record holder for consecutive wins for champion was Ken Jennings, and I think it was like 62 days or something like that, and just 2.2 mil.
Right.
So this dude's gonna shatter.
He's gonna kill it.
Keep it up.
He's gonna kill it, and I don't know. He must have the cheat codes or something, because I mean, he be smoking them. It's crazy. I mean, that's just like, that's not a hot streak. He's like, I don't even know what you call that. He's killing it, killing it. You got another WTF?
No.
I got one more quick WTF before we go to commercial break. So, Doc Rivers. Did you hear about that?
I heard something.
Yeah, Doc Rivers was out in the street, and I don't know where he was going. I don't know if he was going to the strip club, coming from the strip club. But he was in California, and he was, coming off the win with the Warriors, the big win on Monday night. And he's out in the street and somehow loses $2,000 in cash. Right, that's what I was like. I don't know what this dude was doing, walking around with $2,000 worth of cash. But hey, millionaires, do things that the average man and woman can't do. But
did he lose it in a G-string?
That's what I said. I don't know where he was coming from, man. Hey, I don't know. But what's a stranger returned it to him.
I did hear about that. Yeah, that's an honest damn person.
Right. And hopefully some good karma will come back to that person, because I know many of folk who would have looked at that and been like, $2,000. Picked that joint up and kept walking, man.
I'm getting some Jordans.
Right. Get me some pizza.
Fried foods and ginger ale.
Yo, I had some French fries for the first time today in like a month and a half. And them joints was hitting.
You were that annoying person that's like on every bite. Weren't you?
You guys, when we come back, we're gonna have Jae Jin in the building, so don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show. then dessert you leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste of been bad, burned and fucked over, but remain strong through the Passover. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me to let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator, but I can't save you. Little we too loud on the pedal stool, don't carry favors. Always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patience run thin, yeah, nigga OT, cause they wanna see me bound like I'm an NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't losing sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm stacking green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm game with chasing my dream. These niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. See the problem is, man.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for joining us each and every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. on Facebook Live, YouTube, TuneIn, Radio Loyalty. You can catch us on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast after the show is done, and I think whenever they upload it.
Look at you showing off.
Not spicy. As you can see, we've been joined in the house by Jae Jin. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming in. Real quick, we just want to update the Caps. They're playing tonight in Carolina, and they're already on the board 1-0. Capitals looking to continue the playoffs and hopefully repeat.
Yeah, let's go, Cappies.
Yeah, 1-0. 1-0.
So, Jay, I discovered you through the voice audition when you were on TV.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your connection to Baltimore and all that?
Absolutely, yeah. I consider Baltimore, I should say Baltimore, my home. I've been here 20 years and left about 5 years ago to kind of start this journey in music, and it's been a whirlwind. This is my 5th year now. Doing music professionally, still trying to sustain, and it's hard because I'm unsigned, independent, so it's going to take a bit longer for me. But I feel like I'm on the right path in that regard. I come back to Baltimore a lot because a lot of my close buddies are here. My family is not too far away, and just wrapped up a little concert on Saturday night, and I'm getting ready to throw another one down at the Union Collective in June.
In June?
June 22nd. So excited about that. Yeah.
Okay. You said you've been doing it for 5 years. What happened that made you go on this path towards music?
For me, I've always been singing in church or like in the bathroom, and but nothing really like where I'm performing. I've never considered myself a performer per se. Never feel comfortable being in the spotlight, and so I think I got this exposure in 2014. A video of me singing ended up on this website called World Star Hip Hop, and it was crazy because it was like in the span of a few days, got a lot of views, and people were just hitting me up, like a lot of labels and management companies and all these TV shows and everything, and I was just like, what is going on? And it was an amazing experience because it showed you just how bad these contracts are, because I'm a little bit older doing this, and so I had a buddy of mine who was working at a law firm look over a lot of these contracts, and he was just like, man, this is not good. And so I basically was just like, you know what, I'm getting all this interest, and I never grew up doing music. I never taken lessons in anything, and I decided to just go all in at that time. And there were a lot of these other factors that kind of fell into that, the biggest one being that life is short. I'm actually a 2-time survivor. I went through an experimental chemotherapy at Johns Hopkins Hospital here in Baltimore twice, 5 years apart, and that illness experience really kind of gave me a perspective to kind of really just fully live the days that I have left here on this earth, and not in a morbid way, you know. I don't think I'm gonna like die suddenly, like, but I think that is a reality, you know, and it's a reality for not just me but for all of us. And so you know, for me, I just decided, you know, just go all in, you know, with something that moves me, which is music, which is people. You know, I love being able to connect with folks, and being able to create is just such a big privilege. And so I've self-released 3 albums, 2 full-length albums and an experimental EP called Baltimore Boulevard. And yeah, that's kind of you know, I've just been playing a lot of shows. I've just played I think I'm up to like 240 or something like that.
Wow.
In the last 4 years, so
nice.
It's crazy, yeah. But yeah, it's been good.
Tell me a little bit more about Baltimore Boulevard. I mean, you know, me in the 410. So, you know, what was your inspiration about that? I mean, was it the city in general, the people, you know, the vibe?
Absolutely. I kind of came to love the city through different means. For me, like initially I came, you know, because of school, undergrad, but then, you know, I would do a lot of, I guess ministry and volunteering through my local church, and it was a very multicultural church, and so I got an opportunity to just like serve a lot of youth. I was coaching youth, I was tutoring, and I just kind of fell in love with the neighborhoods that I was in. Initially started my work in Penn Lucy, up near Charles Village, and then the majority of the time in Baltimore I spent in East Baltimore. So I even had I worked for 3 years at a nonprofit organization called Humanum that does a lot of work with human services and workforce development, you know, finding jobs for individuals that, you know, coming out of incarceration, youth, and just I think all these perspectives and dealing with people just kind of made me fall in love with the city. And there's just a realness to the city. I love it. I love the fact that it's a blue-collar city. I love the fact that people don't think that they're just high and mighty, you know. And honestly, like, people are just really nice. I think if you just treat people like human beings, they're so nice. Like everywhere I go, like you know, even walking down the streets, initially, you know, like the youth kind of give you some crap, but at some point, you know, you go out, like I love playing street ball and stuff, so I would go out and play street ball with one of my best friends, and we would just go out and play. We've been like Druid Hill Park, all that, and initially they try to like size you up a little bit, but then like at some point, you know, they just, you know, you want to have a good time, you want to like connect with them as just, like I said, human beings, and slowly I just fell in love with the city, and I love it, you know, and yeah, it's cool, and there's a lot of really good people here, really good people doing really good things.
So what's your favorite cut off that album?
For me, from Baltimore Boulevard, so I have this song on it. It's the final song called Postlude, and it's a little bit different than everything else because the other songs were experimental. I did everything from like neo soul funkish, you know, to blues, to like I experimented with like a kind of like an EDM kind of, but not like full pop EDM. It was more of an experimental EDM. And then there's this song at the very end called Postlude, and it's simple. It's just like, it's like you walk into this like auditorium and you just sit down at the keys and you sing the song, and it's a song that I wrote that I end a lot of my shows with, and it's called Postlude, and what it is it's almost just my well wishes to everybody. And so it's like the song, and then just this idea that we're all like, life is hard, like we live in a broken world, but the idea is to just take it a step at a time, take it a day at a time, and do the best that you can. And so for me, that song has a special place because a lot of people message me like about that song, and they're just kind of like, man, I don't know why, like I was like crying listening to it. And even when I do it like live, there are a lot of times where like without fail, like there's always people that are just kind of like sobbing or crying, and I'm just like, I don't think about it too much, you know, because I don't want to think about like what my music is doing. I think like if it can move somebody though, that's such a privilege, and it just fuels me more to want to create more, because man, like, you know, what better thing than music that's universal, that, you know, you don't have to have come from the same line of life or place or whatever, you know, we're all just kind of trying to coexist and do the best that we can. So
you mentioned that you're a 2-time survivor, and I was listening to some of your stuff, and you're also a songwriter, and I've been fortunate enough to never face cancer myself, but there was the Chemo song.
Yeah.
And that just, like, the emotion just, it shines through it. And I can't help but think that it must have been cathartic for you to get your emotions out that way.
Yeah, and that's the word that I use because I wrote that when I was in my last chemo, and I didn't want to get too deep about it. That's why I just called it Chemo Song, because I was like, it's a song that I wrote in chemo. I didn't want to make it all like the clouds and blah, 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 you know. But I think, like, for me, it was cathartic because the whole song is about this idea that it's really hard as you're going through it, but at some point there's this, like, beauty in letting go. Like, at some point, like, with a lot of people when they're in dealing with illness, like, even when I was facing my mortality, I got to this place where I was just like, look, I'm at peace, whether I go or whether I stay, whether I get better, whether I, you know, go and be with my maker, like, there's a peace. And so for me, that song kind of encapsulated that. And for me, it was like, even when my producer and I created it, we wanted to give this feel, like, when you listen to the song, if you just close your eyes and listen, it's almost like you're going in and out of consciousness, because it's almost like, you know, during the verses and then during the chorus, you're going like in and out of consciousness, and it's just like this kind of ethereal song with this like electric guitar like riff that kind of makes you feel, right? It's like a feels kind of song. But for me, just, you know, creating it and then seeing it and putting it out there, again, it's another one of those songs that a lot of people message about. And it's not just people that are dealing with illness. It's a lot of people dealing with depression, suicide, all these other, and even, you know, a few of my tracks from my newest album tackle, you know, suicide, depression, a lot of these things that I think a lot of people are struggling with, but there's this social stigma that you can't talk about it. And so, yeah, I think, you know, it's what a privilege to be able to write and allow people to connect in some way. So it's kind of cool, yeah.
Out of curiosity, how long did it take you to put that song together, to like write that song? I mean, was that something that just, you know, poured out of you like one day, one night, or whatever? Or was it something that, you know, that you kind of molded as you know, went through your process?
Yeah, so that song is on my first album. That first album, it all depends. There are certain songs that took me 20 minutes to write. The Chemo Song, I think I wrote it over the span of a few days while I was sick. And then there's other songs that took me like 3 or 4 years to come together.
Really?
It took like, you know, like coming back to it and then rewriting. And some songs took many years. But it just kind of depends. Now it's kind of interesting because as I've progressed as a songwriter, I think I've become more efficient at how I do things. And so even this newest album, you know, there are songs that I like. Nothing's 20 minutes anymore. Like, it takes a lot of coming back to and readjusting. But even that process has changed for me, and I like treat it with such preciousness, you know. But I think like things are going well. Like, and it's good because I had this one song called 1111 that just won a John Lennon Songwriting Award. So that was a huge sign off, because it took even getting that announced for some people to suddenly go back and like read my lyrics and be like, hey man, you're actually a really good writer. And I'm like, thanks. 5 years into this whole journey, and I'm like, I got 3 albums out, and you finally need somebody like, you know, this. But I understand that, because we're all, it's like the whole ain't nobody got time for that, right? Like we don't have time to sit down and listen to a 12-song album. So I get that. So for me, I'm okay, because I've gotten to this place as a creator to create, put it out there, and this sounds kind of crazy, but I'm like, I'm okay if people come to understand and appreciate my work long after I'm gone. I'm okay with that. I think there's something, as an artist, you get to that place where you're like, look, you just got to put it into the universe. And you just got to put it out there. And so for me, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey man, that's a beautiful thing. I think that's where some of our best music come from. You know, I mean, you're not necessarily worried about the numbers or the dollars or the bottom line. I mean, somebody that's just 100% about their art, man.
Yeah.
I admire that.
Thank you.
I just want to say, like, it's amazing how you just kind of gloss over it. But 2019 John Lennon Songwriting Award, like, how amazing is that?
It's really cool. Yeah, I was blindsided. I mean, it was just a great. Yeah, I was excited. You know, I was excited. I don't know what else to say.
Was that something that was it like you get nominated for, or?
You know, you submit, and there's like, I actually know a bunch of people that like have been submitting for years and years. I actually have a buddy that won a few years back. But for me, I like, on a whim, like, because I've actually, like, on my website there's like a list of stuff that I've been finalists for different like major songwriting awards, but I haven't won anything. And then right now I'm waiting to hear back on one. I'm a finalist for one, you know, for this month too. But for the John Lennon one, I'll be honest, I kind of like did it on a whim. I was just kind of like, you know, I saw like something and they were just like, yeah, for this particular one, like, it has to be a love song. but they were like, beyond that, just submit. And I just kind of was like, all right, well, I got this 1111. It's like a love song about wishes, and I thought it was a good one, and I just kind of put it in there, and I didn't give it any thought. And then when I found out, I was just like, what's going on? Because then I'm like, oh, they're suddenly like following me on Instagram and Twitter or whatever, and I'm just like, oh. But I think it's good because with everything, whether it's hate, criticism, or accolades, I just kind of let it go in one ear and out the other, and I'm just like, all right, go on to the next thing. Keep working hard. Yeah. So I don't dwell on it too much. Same thing with The Voice. You know, it was in essence, some people might see it as like a failure in the spotlight. 16 million people seeing it. For me, like, I was disappointed, and I wrote a blog post about how I felt because I feel like people can relate to that failing. But I think it's important to keep moving forward, pressing on, doing to the next thing, because that was never going to define me anyways. I'm already doing what I'm doing. I've already put out albums. I don't need their help to get a recording contract. You know what I mean? Like I'm already doing it without a label, without a huge team. I'm writing my own stuff. And so for me, I'm like, just go, keep working hard. So yeah, that's why I like Nipsey Hussle too. Like, man, he was working hard for a long time.
Shout out to Nip.
Yeah.
But I mean, The Voice. I mean, I definitely would not say that that's at any aspect, or any measure of a failure, because I mean, there are like millions of people who try and don't get to make that stage, and
it was a long process too.
Right.
People don't know. People think it was just like, oh, you just went and auditioned, but it was like by that point I was like 2.5 months into the process. Had gone through like 4 or 5 rounds, and was one of the 87 people, I think, that made it onto the season out of, like they said, over 100,000 auditioned this year because of John Legend. So, but again, for me, I was just kind of like, I was disappointed a little bit because I'm like, man, but at the same time, I trusted it. Like the very next day, I was just like, man, there's a reason. There's always a reason, and I've seen this over the past 4 years. I'm like, when doors close, there's reasons. There's other doors that are going to open, and I trust that. Yeah.
That's what's up. Hey, you guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to chop it up some more with Jae Jin, so don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Just a bit outside. Hey, man, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for the questions.
Awesome.
Don't totally dive into some of the sports, I guess, soon, too, huh?
Yeah, let's say next segment, we'll talk about your music a little bit more, and then we'll jump into the Orioles. So, Mark, what we can do next is 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And then we'll maybe we can swing 4, 5, and 6 in like 7 minutes.
Okay.
And then the last 15 we'll do 7.
I do feel bad because I'm like Orioles. I'm like, I've honestly haven't, like, I've been a diehard Orioles fan all my life, but this year I've just been like, I know it's a rebuilding, and so I'm kind of like, it is what it is, but I don't know.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
I was about to say, did I have my mic off that whole segment? I don't even. But so you said you haven't really been. Well, I mean, for everybody, it's like a whole new Orioles team.
Yeah.
Right now, and I went to opening day this year, and it was like, watching them was just kind of like, it was really weird.
Yeah.
Gosh, who's the most familiar face? What?
I mean,
Chris Davis.
Yes, Crush Davis. I mean, but even that was like, gosh, how many were like 53?
Yeah, he's pathetic right now. So
now he's slowly. Did he hit like one home run? He hit another.
He hit a couple of hits as of late. The last couple of games he's played. But it's just like a whole new look team. Are we still on?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Howard said, "Go Braves." Oh, hey, we got a fan on the feed. Our friend Howard says, "Come on over to the Braves bandwagon."
I don't know. I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean they got one former Oriole down there with Nick Markakis. I think he's still down there.
That's right.
And Gosman.
Oh yeah, they do have Kevin Gosman now. Yeah, they do.
He's probably got a chip on his shoulder now. He's gonna prove himself.
Yeah.
Atlanta's got a. Don't they have some good young pieces that they're?
They actually have a pretty decent team this year.
Yeah. Think now we can go to break?
Oh, we on break now? Okay. All right. Cool.
Can we? There we go.
So but the Orioles, and they just.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange radio show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. You know, and we need to eliminate that, and the way that we do that is employing ourselves and employing our brothers and sisters. And so that's our mission, is group economics, uplift ourselves, because I can't empower anyone until I empower myself, and change from just being willing, because it's in my heart and my passion to see my people succeed and see us do better and change the social order, because I know that we are not supposed to be on bottom. I understand who I was. I know I didn't fall out of the sky and land on a plantation. So when you have knowledge of self and you know who you are and what you come from, it's frustrating more than anything to see us in this position.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live. Big Exposed Radio.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for tuning in every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and catch us on podcast channels, stations, whatever. Update on the Caps. They're up 2-1. Hurricanes had tied it up, but Capitals took the lead again.
Nice. What's up with the Orioles? Still 0-0?
Still 0-0.
All right, they got the White Sox in town. Both teams suck. Somebody's got to win tonight. Hopefully it'll be the Orioles.
I got to say, what I really enjoy about having Jay on the show is you were like, oh man, I love sports. And we've had like guests that said they like sports, and they were like, can we not talk football?
Man.
Back to the music.
Back to the music.
So, Jay, what are some of your like musical influences?
Man, I listen to everything. I mean, even like it shows that I don't do a lot of covers, but then when I do, I'll do everything from like Van Morrison to Sam Cooke to Otis Redding to Allman Brothers to Chris Stapleton. I'll do country to like, you know, so I do everything. I love all music, but I would say like soul music, obviously the greats are some of my biggest influences. I'd say my number one biggest influence maybe not his like lifestyle, but just his artistry is probably Prince, probably pretty high up there, because you know, I envision that one of my long like goals is do what he did at the end of his life, which is to create music whenever he wants, help others create music, but also set up a tour whenever he wants to. You know, but then simplify. So all he does, his last tour was called Piano and a Microphone. So all he did was pack out a stadium, sit down at a piano, tell jokes, tell stories, sing songs, and have fun.
That's
and bring,
awesome.
you know, and like there's no like overhead, there's no nothing. And for me, like, I know I'm not like an Adam Levine. I'm not going to be taking my shirt off for the Super Bowl and playing out every weekend. You know, but for me, it's just kind of like, look, I just want to like still play live for people and give them an experience and talk about like do like a TED Talk / music show. Do you know what I mean? And so I'd love to do that down the road. Prince is up there, Michael Jackson, of course. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I love all music.
That's a hellified range though, from like you know Sam Cooke, The Country.
Yeah.
I caught that cover of Tennessee Whiskey that you did of Chris Stapleton's. Just,
Ooh,
oh my God,
that's a good song.
Thank you. I mean, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll sing that like while I'm here. You know.
Oh,
it's always a fun one.
Okay.
It's always a fun one. It's nice because it breaks stereotypes. People are like always confused. They're like, "What's going on?" Same with the soul songs. I mean, that's why World Star was hilarious, because it was like I got like millions of views and then like almost nearly as many comments. More than 50% of them were racist, but they were also kind of funny. So I'm like, I learned like, you know, to kind of shake things off. But it was
I didn't even know World Star had like non-fighting videos.
I know, right? It was like Talent of the Week. So yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I don't know if now it's like mostly like I think like rap, you know, still rap music videos and all that, but that was cool. They used to have this like Talent of the Week thing. That was what it was under or something, but.
All right, cool. Yeah. You got any events or appearances coming up? I know we were just talking offline about DC.
Yeah, so I have a sold-out show that's happening this Saturday in Ivy City in DC. But then after that, what am I doing? I'm doing a couple like charity events. I'll actually come back to Baltimore in June to do National Cancer Survivors Day, along with Johns Hopkins Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center. But I'm also setting up a intimate concert. We're gonna max it at like 60-70 people, and do like a food, alcohol, and music kind of cultivated, curated experience concert. It's gonna be like an hour-and-a-half concert on like June 22nd. I think it's gonna be at the like down near the Union Collective and stuff. So I'm excited for that. I'm still trying to like find some spaces that I can, you know, throw out some shows, and then later this year I might be doing a Charm City Night Market. It's like this new big thing. It's gonna be crazy this year. So
they just had the Asian market there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So their big one is in the fall, and so you're gonna want to go to that. Like that last year they killed it. They got like tens of thousands of people, and this year they're expecting even more. Cool. And they got a lot of people committed into that, so it's going to be great. Like tons of great food, great music, a lot of people. It's going to be good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, look, you guys, we're going to go to break. Right? Break time? Cool. When we come back, we're going to talk Baltimore Orioles. We're going to talk Redskins with the dude, Jay. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up to, go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father did. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen this less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all the homies head. I could wait for your response, but they let it.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Top of the fourth, and the O's and White Sox still scoreless.
What a surprise. No kidding.
So before we get into the Orioles talk, if you want to throw out your social media, that way if people want to go check it out.
Cool, yeah. It's JAEJIN Music, Jae Jin Music. I usually use Instagram primarily the most. Set aside time to answer and talk and communicate with people supporting me, and then put on every other medium. So yeah,
there you go.
Appreciate that.
All right, Jay. So being that you spent a lot of time in Baltimore, you said you're a big fan of the Orioles.
I am.
The new look Orioles. We've let a lot of people go. We got a lot of new faces. They promoted a lot of kids. How do you feel about the start thus far? I mean, I know that the expectations generally have been low.
Yeah.
So how do you think they've fared thus far?
It was interesting because after the first few set of games, they won a bunch, and so people were like, "What's going on?" And I think they're the new GM Elias, Mike Elias, he's like a numbers country, right? So
yes.
I think it's good. I think it's going to take some time. Obviously, they did basically a draining of whatever was happening up there. I was I'll be honest, I was pretty mad when they gave Chris Davis that contract, because I was like, man, come on, really? Could have done so much for that money, I really think. You could have brought in
for it.
But in hindsight, it's 2020. But I do think the youth are.
I think they panicked because they didn't sign Nelson Cruz a couple years before.
Yeah.
So they threw it at Chris Davis.
Probably exactly true. Yeah. And even Adam Jones, I was really sad to see him leave, because I think he's doing really well right now.
He's killing it out there in Arizona. They are very happy with their new acquisition, and he's doing it all. He's hitting. He's playing well.
Bargain bin. It's amazing. And it's good to see him do well. I thought he would end his career as an O. He was probably my favorite player in that era. The youth again, Dennis Smith Jr. I think he's I think he'll do well. The Mullins is the other guy.
Cedric Mullins.
Cedric Mullins.
Yep,
Has he been struggling a little bit? I think lately.
He's been struggling at the plate.
Yeah. I think they sent him down to AAA.
Did they?
Really?
I think so.
And which will be good. I think that's you need to do that. So I think the leadership is doing well with that. Pitching, that's the thing too. I'm like, why did they Straley, and who's the other guy they brought in?
Means.
Yeah, somebody. I just feel. Well, they got rid of one. Oh, Mike Wright. They got rid of Mike Wright.
DFA'd him yesterday.
Yeah. So I just think bring up some of the young arms, and and you never know, because some people want to wait till the end and do all that. But I just feel like you need to give them a chance, and the pitching's just consistently been bad. And everybody's, at least they're consistent. But but I think the youth. There's a lot of youth that I think there's potential. I'd say 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years.
Oh God! Yeah. I want to say the one kind of bright spot that I've been kind of enjoying with the Orioles as of late, our catchers. You know, you gotta watch some of the games. We have some of the most animated and fun catchers in the American League right now. I mean, Pedro Severino and Sucre. Oh my God! I'm gonna say that Pedro Severino is I take no shit kind of guy. You know, and with a team, you know, with a bullpen that's really been struggling and has not been doing well, you know, I think it's part of the catcher's job to communicate with the pitchers, you know, to kind of set that tone or, you know, like try to keep that, you know, keep that momentum going. And Severino is just so animated. I mean, Yadier Molina is one of my favorite catchers of all time, and he is like a wild dude. And Pedro Severino is along these lines. I mean, I've seen this guy, you know, rip his mask off in frustration. I've seen him, you know, spit profanities and he'll pound on his glove, and you know, he'll jump up and talk. And Sucre too. And you know, that's one of the aspects that, you know, I've trying to focus on and enjoy with the Orioles play as of late. What about you, Mark? I mean, what have you been enjoying from the Orioles?
What I really enjoy is actually, like, with very few exceptions this season, they're like fighting all the way to the end. It doesn't matter what the score is. Like last night, they were down 4-2 going in the ninth, and they got the bases loaded, got a run, and they were right there at the end. They could have done it.
But you never know.
They're fighting it.
It's a well coached team too. I think in that regard, you know, because. Yeah, and when you're young too, like you said, there's people that are having fun, then that's a good thing, because it's you know, I just think
we'll enjoy the role of underdog for the season.
Yeah, I think that's better, you know, in some ways. Because look at the Yankees. I mean, they got their payroll, and the Devil Rays are like killing it, and look at the payroll differences like that. So. I think it's better to just, you know, see what they can do, be scrappy, and then slowly kind of.
And they still, I mean, you know, it's still early in the season, and honestly, like the Red Sox haven't been playing well, and like I was telling Mark offline that, you know, with the Judge. With the Judge going down, going on IL, you know, I mean, it's they got a little window of opportunity to catch up on some of those games in the AL East.
I you know, to be honest though, I think Tampa Bay's going to run away with it. I think by the end of the year, like maybe the wild card. You're right, maybe the wild card, but it just depends on the other. But
they got one of the best records in the league right now, and surprisingly, you know, Seattle Mariners too are still going strong. You know, but let's talk about football a little bit. You know, you were saying offline, like, you know, you're Oriole, you know, diehard Oriole fan, but you've been a Redskin fan like all your life. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you know, I root for who I was rooting for when I was young, and that's been the Baltimore Orioles, and the Washington Redskins, football and baseball. And so even when the Nationals came in, I was kind of like, I don't care, you know what I mean? And even when the Baltimore Ravens came in, I was like, you know, I got a football team, so it's all good. But it's weird because, you know, a lot of my city pride everywhere I go is like Baltimore. But Redskins, it's, you know, it's one of those things you can't shake. It's like your like cousin that you need to like. They might be such a jerk, but you kind of have to be like, come on, man. All right, well. I gotta have his back, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, the Redskins. It's like every year I'm just like, I'm not watching this year. I'm not watching football. And then like Sunday comes, and you're just like, I'm ready. Like, oh, they're on prime time. Who wants to go watch? Let's use that as an excuse to get beers. You know what I mean? So, and it's just like, man. And then they do, like you said, you know, like they do just enough to get you like. And they start 6-2, and you're like, okay, well, we're not going to win the Super Bowl, but let's see them, you know, get to the end, and then at some point it's like implosion. I don't know.
I think the biggest question mark for the Redskins right now, and I think we talked about this offline, is the quarterback position. We were saying what you guys have Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy
right now.
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. We got the draft coming up. What are you looking to see the Redskins do in the upcoming draft?
Yeah, so the leadership has been talking about this. They're saying like they don't want to like necessarily move up in the draft to get one of the like top QBs. I think that's smart. I think they should stand pat, take the best available player in the draft. Only because I think there are some younger or like quarterbacks that aren't getting all the like fanfare that they could potentially have some drop. You know, I know Haskins, Locke, they're good. I don't know if they'll drop to that level, but maybe they will. But I think it's just smart because we have a bunch of needs right now, right? So it's like QB, we need a wide receiver. Jamison Crowder left. We still need like O-line help. O-line, we need to pick up some pieces. So I think that's where it'll be good to be strategic and say we're going to pick up the best available offensive lineman when we get to our place in the draft. We still need a pass rush. I think like it would be good to pick up a young guy, but I think a lot of it is just going to be picking up young guys that we think are
sound like the Ravens.
Yeah,
what the Ravens needs, right? Yeah. Things I've been crying about for the past 2 seasons.
Well, they committed Lamar. Lamar's the man now, so we gotta.
I'm happy
see
with
what
that.
Happens. Yeah.
Let's work on that O-line though.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Can we please work on the O-line this time, please?
ESPN is one of their mock drafts has the Redskins picking up a defensive end, Brian Burns from Florida State.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, the quarterback. There's no depth this year in the draft. Who do you want to see them pick up in that first round pick? I think they're pick 12 or so this year.
Something like 10 or 12. I thought, but it's one of those years where I'm hoping that maybe like one of the QBs drop to that level, because they also have all these like supposed players that so every NFL team has like a list of players that they're like, oh, these players are being completely overlooked. They're like second, third rounders, but then they're saying that a lot of these teams are going to like pick them up possibly in the first round. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, even like look at like Patrick Mahomes, prime example, right?
Sure.
Like, he got taken like still in the first round, but it's like, if we redid that draft, he's going number 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's happening,
right.
But then like, before the draft came, they were all talking about all the other players, Deshaun Watson, all these other top players that they knew they were going to take. But I think like, there's just a lot of good talent. There's a lot of good talent out there. So that's kind of where you got to take a few risks, I think. But positionally, I don't know. Like you said, the depth thing. I'm hoping a QB drops, so then you take one.
That would be the smart thing.
Yeah. Because I think you're ceiling with like Colt McCoy with Case Keenum. Case Keenum, it was exciting to watch him in the playoffs when he took them in the playoffs and did well with Minnesota. But there's a reason they didn't.
You guys have been dealing with one hellified quarterback carousel, so let's get somebody that we can keep for a little while and build off of.
I secretly wish Haskins would fall to us, but I don't know that that's going to happen.
Hey, we'll keep an eye out on it. So listen, we got our thing just a bit outside Fave 5. I'm gonna modify it just a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, we give our guests a topic and they give us their favorite 5 on the topic. It being that you are this super huge, Redskins fan, what are your 5 favorite Redskin players all time?
Oh man! All right. So number 1, Sean Taylor, easy.
All right.
Sean Taylor, easy, man. Like I'm Sean Taylor. What's? I'd have to say second would have to be running back. What should? I don't. This is so hard to like rank them, but I would say. I'm like brain farting his name. What's the running back? Did well for a long time. Oh man, I'm brain farting his name.
That they got from Denver in a trade, or
possibly. Who are the running backs from like the early 2000s? Do you remember early to mid 2000s? There was a guy.
Clinton Portis.
Clinton Portis, yeah. Clinton Portis is number 2. You know why? Because he was fun. He was like, like different
costumes
like personalities,
and whatnot.
all that stuff. I like the cornerback that ended up going to Denver. One of the best shutdown Champ Bailey.
Champ Bailey, yes.
I'm gonna go old players now.
Need 2 more.
I keep wanting to say Art Monk. I don't know why, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like you see highlights of that.
Okay.
Mark Rippon. I don't know. Like because I feel like I was, Joe Gibbs. Like watching the Joe Gibbs era when I was really young. I just think it was really cool to like watch him and just do. Obviously, there's like people will say there's like way better QBs from the Redskins era. Sonny Jurgensen and all that. But I don't know. Mark Rippon, because that's kind of how I remember my childhood.
Dig it.
He was like when I was really young. So.
Respectable Fave 5.
Yeah.
Hey, give us 1 extra minute, Andre. So listen, since you got your guitar here, let's close out the interview with a little piece, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, my man.
I love that. Cool. Should I just leave this on and kind of just play as is? All right. So you want me to do a little of the one that you like, Tennessee Whiskey, I guess? Yeah. Used to spend my nights out in a ballroom. Liquor was the only love I know. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom, brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Darling, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I look for loving all the same old places. Found the bottom of the bottle was always dry. But you poured out your heart, and I didn't want to waste it. There's nothing like a love to get me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Darling, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Woo! There you go, baby. Jae Jin, thank you so much for coming through, man. When we come back, we're going to talk more baseball and basketball. So don't go anywhere, just a bit outside. She was awesome, man.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that then
your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Nigga, chose by another nigga, bitch. Damn, this chopper got 50 round clip. So this Molly and the syrup got me geeking, shorty. Ain't know I popped them Xannies, had them sleeping on me. Love in a hood full of hate. Pray to God that he open up them gates. Rest in peace to Freddie Gray and Lil Scooter. Putting on, boy, I said he watches door. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Huge thank you to Jae Jin for stopping in and just an amazing time with him.
Yeah, it was great.
That song just like, wow, what a voice.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, legit had to fight the urge not to jump in there and start singing along and embarrassing myself.
And John Legend said he wanted to see more stank on it.
Shit. It was stinking all up in there. It was stinking all up in this mug, boy. Beautiful voice. Yeah, beautiful voice, man. And can't wait to see, the thing, what else he puts out there and how his career is going to shake out, man.
Absolutely.
What an outstanding individual. God damn.
Good times.
Right. Made me check myself a couple times. All right, let's go. Did we give the score updates?
Sox 0, still 0-0.
Okay.
Hurricanes tied it up with the Caps 2-2.
All right. Well, let's get out of the baseball diamond and onto the hardcore. We had the NBA playoffs going down right now. What?
Didn't you want to address Harry's question?
Oh, shit. Yeah, let's do that. Harry, what's up, yo? What's going on? One of our favorites had a question. He said, what do you think Eric will do in the draft for the Ravens? Trade back, get help on the O-line, get a pass rusher, or draft a wide receiver? Mark, I'll let you, give your thoughts on that, and I'll give mine.
Personally, I think like the easy answer is wide receiver. That's what we say every year.
Yep.
But
Sure.
I'm still very stuck on the O-line.
Me too.
The O-line is always injured or going down. And yeah, I like that they re-signed Marshall Yonder or gave him an extension, but he's older. They need to get some young guys in there that get seasoning so that when guys like Yonder retire and move on, then they have something solid. With Lamar and what is going to be a very heavy running game as he establishes himself in the pocket and needs to get in the pocket, we need like a 90s Dallas Cowboy style O-line. Mm-hmm. And we don't have that right now. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's really a whole lot of guys that'll drop to us.
Yeah.
I think the closest, maybe Garrett Bradbury, center from North Carolina State. He's projected at like 15 or so, and we have the 22nd. So.
Yeah, and there's and they have met with center from Illinois, Nick Allegretti. I think that's what his name is.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, spicy. But and they've met with a few other prospects, and we always have high hopes for the O-line, but to me, from judging from the selection of prospects that they've met with, it looks like they're gonna do what the Ravens typically do, man. I mean, they met with Nick, which is a center. They met with a guard, Lamont Galliard, who came out of Georgia, he's a pretty decent guy as well. But they met with a slew of defensive ends and a slew of safeties. Marquise Blair from Utah, which he's decent. You've heard a lot about him.
Yeah.
Anthony Nelson from Iowa, that's another big defensive end. Chase Winovich from Michigan, defensive end / outside linebacker. And I just get that bad feeling that Christmas is not going to come for Kescia and Mark this draft season, yo.
Ozzy still got that influence.
Yeah, and I just wonder if we just get stuck on like what our culture is. I mean, we are known for our defense, you know what I mean? And it's so crazy that we just have this defense first type of mentality, when it's like year after year, up until maybe recently, Lamar lit it up on the points, you know what I mean? But up until that point, we struggle on offense. We struggle to score points, you know what I mean? We're relying too much on Justin Tucker, you know what I'm saying? And then if the Joker doesn't make a 60-some foot field goal, everybody's all bent out of shape. Dude, we should have never been in that position in the first place.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and I'm just going to keep talking on this show. Maybe somebody will feel me. Maybe one day they'll feel us, but, it's just looking like they're going to go with that defensive way again, which is disappointing to me.
Yeah, I mean, like, they picked up Earl Thomas. They got a couple other defensive picks, a lot of running backs.
Yeah.
So address some other areas, guys.
Yeah. God damn it. All right. Well, look, you guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, I promise you, we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. It was off the hook this weekend. Fighting and some more stuff. So we got plenty to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
When it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes, it just doesn't work, and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it. Eventually, it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
but what if you?
I'm just saying. I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually.
Stop.
Do you let?
You don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that. Okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something. Okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money. It's unrealistic.
I'm sorry.
It's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
This unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new and take a break from our broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, it's a rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move. Don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Touching hands till we dance in the dark. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. We do whatever you like. Get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Spit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Still Orioles and White Sox 0-0 going on. Capitals and Hurricanes 2-2. Let's see. We got where'd it go? Where did it go? NBA. We got one game going on right now. Pistons up 22-14 on the Bucks. Pistons need a win to even stay alive because that series is 3-0.
Pistons have to win tonight. Like, yo, don't be like the Pacers. Didn't they get swept?
They got swept, and you know what?
They got their ass handed to them.
I had them as a sleeper too.
Me too. I was just about to say, I'm so embarrassed to say, like, what the hell am I doing? I am embarrassed to say, like, I had them beating the Celtics in a 7-game series.
Me too.
Really?
I think I had it 4-3. I think I had it going all 7 games.
Yeah. And, you know, like, Boston, they didn't end the season to me on a good note. And Kyrie is such a space cadet and weirdo. You know what I mean? I really thought that, you know, I thought for some crazy reason that Indiana was going to pull that out.
I think it was a little bit of a hangover too from last year where they just like kind of snuck into the playoffs and surprised everyone getting to these Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Yeah. But, they definitely got their asses handed to them. And, you know, I don't think anybody knew that Blake Griffin wasn't going to be available for the first 2 games of the playoffs. And, to me, that made all the difference. I mean, if they were going to have any kind of chance in hell, they were going to need him. And, they didn't have him that first 2 games, and they took beatings, those first 2 games. And then to drop the third game, it's just hard to build up that type of momentum against that team, a number 1 seed. You know what I mean? And Giannis is just like killing it right now. Absolutely killing it right now.
Yep.
So yeah, they're up, but what is this? Look.
22-16.
Well, I got them now at 20-24 Pistons. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Later on tonight, we have the Rockets and the Jazz. That's another surprisingly, beat down going. Houston's up 3-0. And what happened with the Jazz? Honestly, last season they did a little something. They shaked a little something in the playoffs. But Houston's just that good. They've also been kind of low scoring games. Also between the Rockets and the Jazz.
And I honestly, I thought the Rockets weren't as good this year as they were last year.
Really?
Maybe as good, but I think the league's changed so much that they weren't I don't want to say not in the echelon, but I don't think I expected them to go as far as this year.
Really?
Yeah, but the Jazz, they just kind of.
Yeah. They got Donovan Mitchell. They got Ricky. They got Rudy. I don't know. I was looking for them to do a little bit more. But what do you think? Okay, so we said that the Boston Pacers series was a bit of surprise for us. What is there another series that kind of caught you off guard a little bit, or is not where you thought they would be right now?
Well,
you know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where you're going with this. I'm gonna go with Harry's comment.
What do you say?
Westbrook is getting worked by Lillard. I thought OKC would be better with Paul George, and I gotta say, I think they are better with Paul George. I want to say Paul George. If Paul George has an off night, OKC doesn't win.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not Westbrook's team anymore.
God damn it, Mark! You make me jump across this. Across this table. I know. Okay, so all right. So here's the thing. So Oklahoma City is down. What? Are they down 3-1?
3-0.
They didn't win one game.
Oh wait.
No. They won one.
Maybe they won one game.
They won one damn game now. I know that.
It?
They
a 3-1. Yeah.
Yep. You're down 3-1. Okay, so all right. Last night, okay, I was fully expecting Oklahoma City to take this game last night.
It's at home.
Right, it's at home. Y'all's backs for real is essentially against the wall right now because there's not too many people that can rebound from a 3-1 deficit. Mm-hmm. So you didn't want to lose this game. You know what I'm saying? All right, now let's talk. Let me address this Paul George thing, okay? And I, you know how much
OKC so seriously, man.
I'm so disappointed in these
atmosphere
battles.
in this room just changed.
And I'm so tense right now because I'm so serious about this. Charles Barkley said something to me last night that really struck me. And he focused on Paul George. All right, if y'all want to go ahead and say it's Paul George's team, let's say it's Paul George's team. He's kind of like the face of the Thunder right now. Every time they show a Thunder player, it's him. It really hasn't been Westbrook as of late. There's been a lot of criticism on Westbrook's jump shot, and he's not really, making the shots, and that was part of the problem last night too. But, Charles Barkley said, if you are going to call yourself Playoff Paul, you have better own up to that name and go off. And, honestly, if you take out the amount of times that Paul George went to the free throw line and how many free throws he had, which was 12 out of 14, his game was just, to me, like mediocre. And the same thing goes for Russell Westbrook. Paul George went 8 for 21. You know what I mean? That's a little bit over 33%. You know what I mean? Russell Westbrook went 5 for 21. That's even worse. And this backcourt, this is supposed to be like the tandem to me. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's so much talent there. There's so much thunder and lightning. Like, yo, you got the slasher, you got the jump shot, you got it all right there. Yo, why is C.J. McCollum and Dame Lillard scorching y'all? Yo, C.J. McCollum yesterday, 10 out of 20, dog. 27 points, yo. 5 for 9 from the three-point line. I mean, like, to me, that was single-handedly, like, the difference maker. I mean, we know that Dame is going to be Dame, and that he's going to be there. You know what I mean? But C.J. McCollum was basically like that Paul George last night, man. And for real, like, yo, those two brothers, like, yo, Russ and Paul, they're going to have to figure this thing out. What is it? I don't think they play tomorrow, but they probably play on Wednesday. They're going to have to figure that thing out, man, because they're in a shitload of trouble. And to me, like,
They do play tomorrow.
They do play tomorrow? All right, well, then tomorrow. The best thing about the Thunder last night to me was Schroeder, yo, Dennis Schroeder. And he was coming off the bench, which brings me to my next point. Billy Donovan about to get fired.
Think so?
Yes, I do. I think so. Because, first of all, why you laughing? I mean, yo, you laughing at me. You laughing.
You're getting fired up.
Yeah, because I am. First of all, Dennis Schroeder... Shit, man. I don't know. I would, to me, I would shake the lineup up, for real. You know, he was going right now. I mean, he's supposed to be a point guard, but why not? Let's try Schroeder, Westbrook, and Paul George out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else that will be able to keep the offense going in the event that Paul George and Russell Westbrook are down. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not sure. You know, I just don't know about Jeremy Grant either. You know, but I feel like there needs to be a lineup change. Like, you need to shake something up, try something different. And Billy Donovan, man, he's got to figure something out, because it's not like you don't have. To me, it's a talented squad. It's a talented squad. What the?
Harry agrees with you. He should be fired.
Yep. He's gonna get fired. I said it last night.
I just wonder what's going on with Westbrook himself, because this whole series he's been down. You mentioned last night's stats, but what was it, game 1? He only had 14 points. I think he had like 9 assists and 10 rebounds, but it just seems like overall he's just off. I don't know.
All right, so this is the thing. Okay, we are talking about the playoffs right now. Okay, and to be successful in the playoffs and to go deep, you gotta be a team. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of everybody focusing on one player like Russell Westbrook. To me,
which the NBA does a lot.
Yeah, and it does a lot. Like, yo, dog, Russell Westbrook still gave you a triple-double season. All right, so, you know, he's high level. He's always giving his all. He's been giving his all season. You know what I mean? Sometimes with players, when they get to the postseason, they might get a little tired. They you know what I mean? They might get a little weary or what have you. When that happens, it's up to your role players, your teammates, to kind of step up, man. And that's the beauty behind having a deep bench as well. You know what I mean? So Enes Kanter has been bodying them on defense. You know what I mean? Steven Adams, he's not much of a scorer. He's there basically for the defensive presence and to pull rebounds, yo. So, you know, all I can say is just try to shake up the lineup for the next game, yo, for tomorrow, Billy. For real, if you want to keep your job. Because honestly, to me, if they can't make it to the damn finals, which I have them going on my bracket, fire that joker, man, because he don't know what he's doing. Take him back down to the college level.
So we have a couple of awesome comments on the feed here.
Sure.
First up, Harry, they need to change the bench, and I wouldn't be surprised whoever doesn't take the Laker job takes the Thunder job.
Ooh.
I knew you'd love that.
Ooh.
Check out Trey Frazier's comment.
Okay.
And don't hit me. I'm just a messenger. The Thunder have become Bengal-like. Good regular season, but can't win a playoff series.
I'll swallow that one. Because I mean, if we go back, and I guess now we can say what we can go back 6-7 years now, back to the Scotty Brooks. You know, it's kind of like crazy, like Toronto, and even more so baffling to me because you've had more talent than Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, granted, the Western Conference is a much more difficult conference than the Eastern, but yes, I that's fair to me. That's fair to me because you know they've had a decent season. I feel like, and you know, going into the. I did not think that the Portland Trailblazers was going to be so evenly matched with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just really expected them to really dominate with a defensive presence and on the rebounds, and I haven't seen that at all. I mean, they're getting torched every game. They're getting torched. They haven't been out of the first round since KD left.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yo.
And it's almost like while they've gotten Paul George and they've gotten these other pieces, they just haven't grown past that Thunder team that like went to the finals and had KD. Yeah.
All right. Well, the next few minutes that we have left, let's move on to another matchup. So it looks like Philadelphia and that Philadelphia Brooklyn. It looks like Philadelphia is, taking hold of that one.
Yeah.
They were looking a little iffy. I got to shout out Dr. Wren because she's participating in our little bracket challenge. She went off. She grew some big ones and took Brooklyn to come out of that series. And of course, the first couple of games she was feeling really good about that. But Embiid and Tobias and Jimmy Butler. How about that fight? Did you see that fight?
No.
With Jared Dudley? Jared Dudley tried to go hard. He always looked like a softie to me for some reason. Like somebody that you could just push down and expect no retaliation whatsoever. But those, they got the scrap and everybody got put out. It was pretty decent, man. It was pretty decent.
Okay, so actually, let's go back to Oklahoma City for a bit.
Okay.
Just because we did have a people's poll up on the last week.
Okay.
And it was asking at the time that the poll went up, they were down 2-0 to the Trailblazers. Could they come back, or are they going to be the first round disappointment?
Oh yeah, right.
It wasn't even close. 64% OKC ain't out of it yet. 34% first round disappointment. And depending on how tonight goes, the people might be wrong.
Well, tomorrow night, yeah.
Or tomorrow night, yeah.
Yeah, people might be wrong. So we'll give you the update on that on the next show. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's very difficult to come back 3-1. I mean, if there's a team to do it, if there's a situation for it to happen, I mean, they got the talent. You know what I mean? To me, this thing, if Paul George and Russell Westbrook can get back on their A game, and if Billy Donovan can be smart enough to make some changes, they could possibly come out of this series on top.
Yep.
It would be an epic comeback, but yeah. Let's talk about Spurs Nuggets. That's shaping up to be a decent series. I think that one isn't that tied up?
I think so.
I believe that one's tied up 2-2.
Hey, new mama Marquita McMillan's got enough feet.
Hey, what's up, mama? What's going on? Y'all watching? I know y'all watching basketball back at the house, at the McMillan house. I think we have another
2-2. Yep.
Yep. We got another comment. Trey Frazier said the Blazers got something to prove from last year after getting swept by the Pelicans. Maybe, but I mean, one thing I have to really say, like I can't say it enough. I've really been impressed with CJ McCollum, and if they make it out of that round, they absolutely deserve it. What looks like the next big rivalry. I can't wait to see what happens between those two teams. Which Philly and Brooklyn? Oh yeah. They got real. The play has gotten real spicy. But listen, we're gonna wrap up that NBA talk when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside. But Brooklyn, that's not underdog team.
we're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, welcome back, you guys. Just a bit outside. Really quick, some updates. The Battle of the Booty Huffs is still going strong. Chicago White Sox up 4-1 on the Orioles. WTF. We got Philly at the Mets. They finally got underway. That's on ESPN 00. Bucks and Pistons, they locking up right now. 32-33 Pistons. So, Pistons are trying to make a stand. They don't want to get swept. So they hanging in there. You guys, when we left off, we were talking about the NBA playoffs first rounds, our surprises, our thoughts about what's been going on. With the events that have gone by thus far, I think that, our outlook for the future might have shifted just a little bit. So I want to ask you, Mark, how do you feel about the finals right now? I mean, what are your picks? Are they still the same as they were last month, or are you feeling a little different?
I think I'm sticking with my finals.
Okay. Which was?
The Bucks and the Warriors.
Eastern Conference. Let's go Eastern Conference and Western Conference. Yeah.
Probably Bucks and Celtics now, which I did not have the Celtics going.
Okay. So yours has shifted. And for the Western Conference?
Definitely the Warriors. I don't know. Maybe the Rockets. Or would they meet up in the second round, or could they? I don't have
we gotta look at our little bracket, right?
I don't have the bracket in front of me, but yeah.
No, I think it is. Yeah, they still meet in the finals.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what my final pick was. I'm gonna stick with you on the Western Conference. I agree with you. I'm still going strong with the Rockets and with the Warriors. I mean, James Harden is still very impressive. I mean, some people are starting to say he might pull away with that back-to-back MVP.
Yeah.
And if that was to happen, I'd be just fine with that. I'm a big Giannis fan, but James Harden, the beard, Black Moses, he's earned it. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, Philly got off to a bumpy start, but it looks like they're back in the driver's seat, and they look like they got their heads out of their butts, and they're trying to get control of this thing. So I'm still feeling very good about a Philly Milwaukee Bucks Eastern Conference final.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think that would be the most entertaining too.
Could be.
Yeah. And I think that would be the most entertaining too. Yeah. And I think that would be the most entertaining too. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that would be the most entertaining too. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that would be the most entertaining too. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I mean, there's still a couple of questions in the air with Boston. We'll see how that progresses but the good thing about Boston is though, by getting that sweep, they get the hella rest. And Philly might be up for I don't think this will be like a 4-1 series between Philly and Brooklyn. No. I think Brooklyn's got one more win up in them.
And like you said earlier, the Celtics, they've had a really bumpy end of the season, so they could use that. They needed that. Yeah, injuries and whatnot, absolutely, especially with Kyrie. Okay, so do we got a feel good for tonight? We got a feel good, and a hometown all in one.
Oh shit, I like that.
And it's at the upper echelon of the city. Baltimore Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti. As we all know, Paris burned last week, and it kind of shined light on what was going down in Louisiana, which was a series of fires in black churches. Thankfully, they caught the dude. His dad was a cop and turned him in. Did you hear that?
I did not. Yeah. And what the fuck? Excuse me.
So good on his dad,
Yeah.
But Steve Bisciotti, he reached out to former Raven Ben Watson and donated $100,000 to help these churches get rebuilt, which that's just an awesome thing to do. These people got struck down in a horrific way, got their place of worship just torn away from them in a violent manner, and the fire in Paris really put the light on these churches that need to get rebuilt too. Not just Paris didn't need all that money; these churches did.
And kind of to piggyback off that a little bit, our thoughts and prayers also go out to the people out there in Sri Lanka, man.
Oh God,
seriously, I don't care what your faith is, but the synagogues, the mosque, the church, all of that stuff should be off limits, yo. Seriously, we got to get a handle on that, man.
Nope.
Domestic and international terrorists. Let me say that again. But, all right, well, thank you so much. Hey, Jay, my man, thank you so much for coming through and blessing us with your presence. You guys, we're going to keep it going, but this is all we got for tonight. And you know how we end the show. Let me get my piece of paper together. Baltimore, spread love, yo. Y'all have a great week, baby. See you next time. Oh, that was goddamn horrible. Let's get that. Oh, that was...
You shouldn't talk shit until after.
You hide.
Start.